Algebra class, let's knock this out. In exercise 1 and 2, it says make a two-way table that shows the joint and marginal frequencies. So the joint frequency, I'm going to add all of these up, and that's going to come up to 350. Then I'm going to divide each one of these by 350 to get my answers. You can see right here that when I take 88 and divide it by 350, I get 0.25, so I enter that there. When I take 108 and divide it by 350, I get 0.31, that gets there. We're going to keep on doing that to every one of these numbers. Then I'm going to add these numbers together here to get this total, add these numbers here to get these totals. I'll add these two numbers to get this total, and these two numbers to get this total. And all these numbers on the side should equal 1. All right, so let's go to number 2 now. Number 2 is for you to do. Number 3 says make two-way tables that show the conditional relative frequency based on the row totals. So this time we're going to go by the row totals. And if you go by the rows, rows are this way, columns are the other ways. So I'm looking at the totals, and that's going to be from the original column. We see we're at 0.56. We're going to take 0.25 and divide it by 0.56. Okay, that's going to give us 0.45. Then we're going to take 0.31 and divide it by 0.56. That's going to give us 0.55. Then we'll take 0.27 and divide it by 0.44. That's going to give us 0.61. And lastly, we'll take 0.17 and we'll divide it by 0.44. That's going to give us 0.39. All right. Then it says, given that a student is female, what is the conditional relative frequency that she prefers aerobic exercise? Well, given that the student is female, the conditional relative frequency that she prefers aerobic exercise can be 61%, right? Remember that 0.61 goes over twice, becomes 61%. Females preferring aerobic exercise. All right, number 4 is for you to do. I'm going to go ahead and get on number 5. The 5 says analyze the segment bars. The segmented bar graph shows the conditional relative frequency regarding the performance of 3 different classes in an exam. A student from the class is how many times as likely uh, a student from class A, I think that's cut off. I'm going to have to go back and check that. I'm going to put this on. There we go. A student from class A is how many times is likely to score advanced than to score proficient. Remember, we're talking class A here. Looks like it's about a little over 80. I would say 81% there. And then it says is likely to score advanced than to score proficient. And advanced is green, proficient is blue. So we're talking 81 divided by 19 because 100 divided minus 81 would be 19. So we see that right here, we're going to have about 81% of the students from class A scored advanced and on the exam, and about 19 scored proficient. So the students from class A is about 81 divided by 19. That's about 4.3 times as likely to score advanced than to score proficient on an exam. All right, you have number 6 to do, and I'm going to go on to number 7. It says the two-way table shows the relative frequencies of a survey that asks males and females how many pair of shoes they own. A female is how many times more likely than a male to own at least 21 pair of shoes. Okay. From this one we see, well, it says 30% of the females own 21 plus pair of shoes. So 21 plus pair of shoes, right? That's what it asks us. More likely than a male to own at least 21 pair of shoes. And the females own about 0.30, so that's 30%. The males are 0.14, which is 14%. 30 divided by 14, remember they said females how many times more likely than males? So females will go on top. 30 divided by 14 is 2.14 times as likely as a male to own at least 21 pairs of shoes. All right, number 8 is for you to do, and that concludes our homework. Hope it wasn't too complicated. Looks like we did the video under 5 minutes, and I'm hoping you're able to do it just as quick at home. See you in class for grading.